Okay, so now in the left side top, can you see new? Click on new state machine. Click on create. So it's going to look similar to flowchart. So it is of basically two activities. Main ones are in the left side. Can you see workflow? Bottom under activities. The
Yeah.
left side activities last.
Yeah.
Can you see workflow?
Yes. Yes.
Expand that. Under that, can you see state machine? Expand
Yes.
state machine. So these are the three activities are there. State machine is nothing but a overwrap which you're seeing already here. So the main activities are state and final state. Okay.
Mhm.
See, basically, uh, the flow chart, the decisions makes the branches. That means based on the condition that you define, it goes to true side or false side and so on. Okay. But in this one, the same example which I explained you yesterday, right? The user guess and the random number.
Yeah.
Same thing they did it in the state machine. Can you go to your browser? Click on the sequence. Yeah. Scroll to the end and click on state machine. No, no, no. I mean to say center page and I said center page. Scroll to the end. You're once again going to the left side,
Okay.
Vijay.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Got it. Yeah.
And hit enter to your state machine. Okay. So state machine is a type of automation that uses a finite number of states in its execution. So basically what happens is a block of code is there. In order to move to a next, just give me a minute. Okay. Sorry. So a particular block is there. So from one block to another block, in order to move to a next block, it has to uh, what I can say is we set a condition. That means in order to move from one condition to another condition block, so the condition statement has to be satisfied. Okay. If you scroll down to the end, we can see the state machine example. Let me take you through the overview. Scroll to the end. Okay. This is the picture. So previously you would have seen the same thing in the flow chart. Okay. So here the simplifications where and all it's been done as. So here it is a block. This is a state, and there'll be only one final state, which will be the end. Okay. In your program, there will be only one final state, and you can have multiple states. Okay. So can you see the a line passing through from random number to here?
Yeah.
So the T1 is the condition that I set. If the T1 condition is true or blank, it goes to the next state. Okay. So now in the guess number state, you can see that we have try bigger and try smaller. If you remember in the flowchart we would have seen, if something goes wrong, that means the user guess value or the random value, we are checking through the condition. So if it is a small one, that means if it is a guess number is less than the random number, then it'll be passing the message and calling back the same block again. Same goes for the bigger value. If it is a bigger value, it'll be calling the same block again, so that until the guess number and the random number is equal, it will never go to the final state. Okay. So let's do the same example through final this one. Okay. Can you come back to the UiPath Studio? Okay. Drag and drop a state below the start. Just bring it a little bit down. Now make a line from here to here. So if you move your cursor towards that, can you see a square? Yes. Okay. So now click on the state. Yes. In the right side display name is there, right? Change the display name to random number. Okay. So now double click on the random number. Before that, before that, go to variables, create two variables, go to variables. So create two variables. So name one as random number, like give it as RANNUM. Okay, random number, change the data type to integer. And another one is guess number. So which is also an integer, and the scope of the variable. Okay. So here we have state machine, and here we have random number. So the variable, when it is having the scope to random number, it will be able to access within this random number alone. So it can't go outside of it. Okay. When you create the variable having the scope and state machine, it can be accessible anything within the block. Okay. So change the scope of the variable to state machine. It's a drop down, click on that, and then change it to state machine.
For both, right?
Yes. Now collapse the variables. So now double click on the random number. The white space is there, right? Double click on the white space. Okay. So here we have entry and exit. So let's not worry about the exit point. Let's do the things in the entry point. Okay. Drag and drop a assign activity in the entry point. Okay. So in the left side, type random number, the variable you created, right? Yes. In the right side, type new space random. Yes. Circle start and close. In the end, click dot. Next, circle brace 1, 10. In the end, 1, 10. So the minimum value and the maximum value. So the random number is going to generate in between 1 to 10. Okay. So now click outside. What happened? What is there? Okay, that's fine. Click on the state machine. Okay, so now drag and drop one more state here and make the connection to that. Okay, so now you can see the T1. So T1 is basically nothing but the condition. So in our case, that's fine for this because the flow has to go on. So we can skip that. Now click on the state one and change the display name to guess number. The right side, change it to guess number. So in the assigned, right, search for input. In the activities, search for input. Delete the assign activity, drag and drop input. Can you see input dialog? Drag and drop at the entry point. So now in the title must be quoted is there, right? In between double quotes, give. So just give the value as guess value between 1 to 10. Value between 1 to 10. Okay, so the label, the below one, you can give it as in between double quotes, type UI a training. So on the right side, the result is there, right? Declare the guess number variable here. Okay, so now the value will be picked up here. Okay, Now click outside. Now click on the state machine once again, and you can see final state. So drag and drop final state here and make a link to that. Search for final state in the activities. I said from here to here, not from there to there. Okay, so now when it is connecting from guest number to final state, that means that is the last connection. Okay. Okay, now double click on the T2. Can you see T2? Yeah. So here we're gonna give the condition. So in the enter VB expression, can you see? So declare guest number equal to random number. Okay. Okay, so this is the condition. In the right side, can you see the display name? Change the display name to correct guess. Okay, so now once again, click on the guest number. Okay, so you can see here, right? In order to reach the final state, the condition what we have set, it has to be satisfied. Okay, now in the top, click on the state machine. So now you can see that the condition of T2 has been changed to correct guess. Okay, so still we have to have the work to do. So now you have to use the same link and connect back to the guest number once again. I said in the same block, which I,
So,
yes, connected to the same. Connect to the same Shiva, Vijay. Okay, double click on T2. So in the condition give, if that means guest number less than random number. No, don't type if. Guest number less than random number. Okay, so drag and drop a message box in the drop activity. Drag and drop message box. So in the message box, the text must be quoted in between double quotes. Try bigger value. Okay, change the display name on the right side for the T2. Try bigger value. Or try bigger also. Now once again, click back on state machine. Do the same connection to the same. Double click on T2. Do the reverse one. If guess number is greater than random number, try smaller value and change the display to try smaller value. Change the display name of T2 to try smaller value. Okay, so now go to state machine. So you can see the condition. So we are nearby. Now double click on final state. The white space area. So now drag and drop a message box there and give the messages correct guess. Okay, now run the program. So give a lesser value then. Okay. The same value you can give it to 1000 and go it up. So since I want to make it simpler, I given 1 to 10. The same program, you're gonna do it in the flow chart with the steps whatever they have mentioned. Any doubts? So this, think about the positive side from here. Okay. So the variables you're gonna create will be called in anywhere in the block, but in the state, right, it goes in the sequential way. It has to go 1, 2, 3. The flow chart, there is a limitation. So you can see here, it has to go here, through here. So maximum you can call the same block, but the conditions, logics, what you have the feasibility over state machine, you don't have it in the flowchart. So each activity has its purpose. So the workflow, whatever you're going to choose according to your process requirement. Clear? Any doubts?
No.
Clear, right? Yeah. So now let's step into the next one. So on the left side activities, clear those things. Clear the search on the left side. Okay. Scroll down, expand programming. So yeah, so expand programming. So we were generic value we completed. Okay. So create a new sequence and name it as programming string activities. Programming string activities. So basically this works in the pattern of regular expression. Okay. Can you open a notepad? So just copy paste a paragraph from the browser. Copy a paragraph. Yeah, that's fine. Copy that, paste it in the notepad plus. Okay. So now in between, drop a email kind of format. That means any format like 123@gmail.com or 123@abc.com, whatever it is. So whatever the email format, sometimes we use .co.in, .com we use. So just keep randomly a position for the email ID content anywhere. It's just at least I need 3 at least. Okay, so copy the content. Control A, Control C. Now come back to Studio. So now we're gonna see how to extract through regular expressions. So for this, they have given us the activity called string here. Can you expand the string? So is match, drag and drop all the 3. So is match will tell whether the value is found or not. That means you'll get a Boolean value, whether the searching pattern string or content is available or not. Based on that, you can make the judgment of things. Okay. Second one is matches. So whatever the matches values are there, it will be captured in a collection. Okay. like similar to array, list, dictionary, those kind of things. Okay. So those values will be captured in the enum. So the difference between the array list and the enum is, so array values using the index number, you can modify anytime at the program runtime. But enum is something that once you create it, you can't modify the value or change it. Okay. So next one is replace. So whatever the matching pattern criteria we set, those values will be replaced with matching data. Okay. So now click on configure regular expression. So from the drop down, choose email. In the left side, can you see literal?
Literal, yeah.
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 So here, what we do is, if you are good in regular expression, you can go through it. So I'm using the format now. Click on email. So once you click, you can see the regular expression in the bottom that is being generated. Okay. So once the value is set, click on save. So on the right side, can you see input?
Yeah.
So in between double quotes, paste the value. Click OK. So on the right side, create a variable and then use right line to
The result.
create a variable with data
Okay.
type Boolean. What happened? Is it done?
Yeah.
Click on is match. Variable is not created or assigned. Okay, so now click on is matches. Okay, so now matches the same pattern only. Click on configure regular expression. From the drop down, choose email. Okay, click on save. In the right side, in between double quotes, paste the value. Okay, so now create a variable for matches. So this will be a collection. You need a for each loop in order to print those values. Okay, so now drag and drop a right line in each. Below is match and matches. Okay, so there is dot to string because it's a boolean. So this will give you the list of collection section. So the variable name of circle 0 dot to string. Circle base 2 dot to string. No, that's fine. To string should be fine. I said max text, match text,
Okay.
circle base 0, 0, close it, and dot to string. Yeah.
Okay.
So now it will be, now click on play. and check it out. What is the error?
Value for correct.
So value from required argument pattern was not supplied. Leave that one. We can use a for each. I'll show you the extracted ones. That's fine. Maybe it's enum. You need to convert to array and then use it up. Leave that. We can do it in a different way. So replace same pattern. Go to configure regular expression. Choose from the drop down email. And then create a variable for that. And define the input for that. Okay, so here there will be a slight change. Here you have to give the text value as well as what is the content to be changed for that. That means whatever the matching is found. So what should be the matching value has to be replaced with. No, not that one. What are you typing?
Just to replace
Clear it
the
up.
text. Okay.
Cancel this. See, click on replace first. Replace. In the right side, can you see input? For all the inputs, the variable in between double quotes in the notepad, you have the content, right?
Yeah.
Paste it there. For all the three activities. For all the three, click on matches in the right side input. Wherever you have messed out, just check it out once. Okay, sound good. So scroll to the end now. Click on replace. So can you see the right side replace in between double quotes in the right side? Yeah. In between double quotes. So give two hash and in between two hash type email. Okay, click OK. Okay, save it. And then in the right line, print the value, REP text. Yes, now run the program. Okay. The first one was true because it was having the content. And the last one, you can see wherever the email ID is being present, it is being replaced with the exact content. So if you are good at regular expression pattern, so you can give the regular expression value and either you can replace the content what you want to or extract the content what you want to. So the matching
Hello? Hello?
I can hear you, Vijay.
Okay.
Logan dropped off or still there,
Read
Logan?
it from the connection and activity.
Logan, can you please pardon?
Yeah. Sorry, I lost it. So I said, Vijay, can you hear me?
Now, okay.
No, I said, come back to UiPath.
Okay.
Okay. Drag and drop a for each activity. Here. So in the enter
Sorry,
VB expression, in the enter VB expression, declare the variable name. MATTXT you have given, right? MAT. It's a collection. Go to the variables and see what is the data type for that. Which one is the collection here?
IE.
Declare that variable there. Collapse variables. Here. Collapse it. Now drag and drop a right line inside the body. And type item.toString. Okay. Just run it. So you got all the emails. Can you see?
Yeah.
Is it clear? So all the email IDs that you have placed in the content has been extracted.
I wrote only thrice.
Check it properly. No, I think in the right line you have given already one email ID if I'm not wrong. So what you have given, it's the same has been printed. Right line before that you have given already the same line.
Yeah.
So that's why it's repeated twice. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So now next. So now in the left side, clear the search, which you did. Okay, so here, this completes the programming activities set. Collapse programming now, expand system. So let me give a assessment for you guys. Okay, so for the weekends, collapse the system completely. Okay, collapse recent, favorite is, and now expand system. Okay. So can you see file there? Expand file, and below to it, can you see workbook? Expand workbook. See, whatever activities you are viewing at, so this doesn't require an application to be installed in your machine when we use this activities. That means Excel need not to be available. If it is available, not available, it will still run. Okay. And it's each individual activity, so it doesn't need to use in the scope. And the execution is faster when you compare with Excel application scope. Okay. So the same basic activities, whichever is important, so those alone has been added as a activities here. So sure, you can give a try the same. So the changes are remains the same. Only thing is for each activity you have to give the file path location. Rest everything remains the same. Clear? Any doubts?
No, so are you saying that's what we should typically use instead of the Excel?
Usually what we do is, uh, so when there is a Excel application tracking, when it is necessary, then we use the Excel application scope. That means Excel has to be active, and when we need to perform an updates on that. So when we then we use those things. So the same thing here, like reading, just reading the data, we're not performing any edit. So those kind of things, we just use this file activities. So which is easy and faster.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, so based on the requirements basically. So one of the scenario as I mentioned. So usually we don't step into Excel work because when we read it and just need to update the cell. When the requirements or when we need to show a demo or perform more and more Excel activities where it has to be active, then we have to choose the Excel application scope method. Otherwise, this workbook activities should be more than fine. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So collapse workbook. So you can practice on this one on your weekend. Okay. So next one is, so similar to CSV activities. So where we saw read CSV, write CSV, and append CSV. Same thing we have for Notepad also. That means the text applications. Okay. Can you see append line, read text file, write text file? So the instead of data table as the input, here we're gonna give the string as the input. That is the only difference. We don't have anything to do. We're gonna give a string variable which holds the input and choose the text path location. And so the action remains the same. That means if the file is not there when you're using write or append, the file will be created and the data will be updated to that. So drag and drop, read text file, write text file, and append line. Vijay, in the end, read text file, write text file, append line. So here for read text file, this output will give you the value. So just give the file path location. That's it. So when you're gonna use write text file, you're gonna give the file and you're gonna give the value to be written down. But it remains the same. It clears the previous values and write it down. The same thing when you use append line, file path, and the content to be written. What that does is, so whatever the previous values are there, it holds the same, and below to it, the new lines will be added up. So append line will not delete the previous values. Instead, it will be finding the last empty line and then it will be filling up the new values that you have provided in the variable. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So next one is, suppose I want to check whether a file or a folder exists. In the left side, can you see path exists? Path exists. Drag and drop it. So here what we're gonna do is you're gonna choose whether you need to check file or folder to give the path location. So here you will be getting the Boolean value, a true or false. If the file exists, it returns true. If file doesn't exist, it will tell false. So it's for your decision making you can use. Suppose I'm reading an input file. I need to know whether the folder exists and the necessary file path location exists. Then my process has to be proceeding further. So those kind of checks, you can use this ones. So whatever the path location you give, it has to be available. If not, it will return false. If available, it will return true. Okay. So drag and drop, move file and copy file. I know the basic difference you guys can understand. When you say copy of the file, the source file copy will be placed in the destination. When you say move file, source file is directly moved to the destination location. Same here. So you have an option called a checkbox, whether to overwrite or not. For both activities, you have a checkbox. Suppose if the file is already there, whether it has to be overwritten or not. If you checked, it doesn't throw you any error. If there is a file is already available and you're trying to copy to that location, it'll give a pop-up message to you as an error. So to avoid it, if you know that it is okay to be overwritten, then give the checkbox and the file content will be overwritten or appended. Clear?
Yes.
So path location, you can change the file name when you're giving the destination.
Okay.
So the source file can be myfile.txt, but the destination file can be source1.txt. You can change the extension. There is no issues with that. It works. Okay. So you can give a try on that. So next one is delete.
Logan,
Yes, tell me.
here when moving a file, so what it will move the content in the file or it will move the file with extension?
File alone, single file, not
Single
a
file.
folder, single
Okay.
file.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So copy file also same. So not the complete directory, just a file. But if it is a zip file, it can move entire one. So it has to be a file rather than folder. It works only for the file. Okay. So on the left side, can you see delete? Delete. Yeah, drag and drop it. So here also the same. You just give the file path directory or folder path directory, and the file or the folders will be removed. Just give the path location and the files will be removed there. Okay. You just need to give the path location of it. So next, can you see create directory? Drag and drop it. Suppose I want to create a folder. So along with the destination final folder and what should be the new folder to be created, you can give next to that. And the directory will be created. So next one is create file. So this one, right? You can see these are the extensions I tried. It worked perfectly fine. TXT, Node, that means a CSV files I've tried. Excel, it worked. So as of now, I know this 3 extensions is works perfectly fine for the create file. Okay. So this will help you to create a file, and while giving the file name, you have to remember to give with the extension and which path the file has to be created. You have to give it in the path location, and what should be the file name, you have to give it in the file location. Clear? Vijay?
Yes.
Okay. So now next one here, actually there should be 2 things for zip activities. Not sure why it is missing. Okay, just practice on this as of now. Rest we can see tomorrow or on Monday. So just practice on the activities. If any doubts, gather upon and and we can discuss further. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Logan.
So Edward, are we meeting tomorrow?
Let me get back to you today. I still need to find out if Padma and Sujit
Sure.
were able to get information pulled together. And I haven't
Agreed.
seen it come through yet.
Okay, Edward, not an issue. Fine. Yeah. So let's meet on Monday, guys. Bye.
Thank
Have
you.
a
Thanks.
happy weekend.
You too.
Thanks, sir. Thanks, sir. Only you and me here, Vijay. Default speaker change.
సార్ డౌన్ ఉంది కదా చెక్ చేస్తాను ఈమెయిల్. హలో.
Recording.
As the are not able to log into OCS ERP2 instance.
Please stop recording. Please stop recording.
Oh, sorry.